I'm packing up for my big mountain bike trip to Nepal tomorrow, and I figured this was a pretty good time to make a video about how I pack for a mountain bike trip. I've got a lot of opinions, tips, and tricks. I've been doing this for a long time. Let's get into it. Let's start off with what I'm taking in my carry-on bag. This blue chrome messenger bag has been so good for so long. I've beat it up, I've taken it everywhere, and I love it. It has a nice little slot back here for my laptop, and I also do a little extra laptop padding. In years past, I would pack this bag with as much stuff as I could possibly fit in it. This time around, I'm gonna try to just go light. This is a very minimal setup for me. So I'll have my carry-on bag, I'll have a luggage bag, which I'll show you in a minute, and also my bike bag. And getting to and from the airport, within the airport, with all this luggage, it is a strain. And the heavier it is, the tougher it is. But I also need a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna try to balance this all out some way, somehow. First up, I've got a nice clean pair of socks. I'm gonna be traveling maybe 30 plus hours door to door. So somewhere in the middle, it'd be nice to take off the socks and put on a fresh pair. One of my favorite things in the world are Bose noise canceling headphones. These are the 700 series, which I think are pretty cheap on Amazon right now. I wouldn't recommend them. Compared to the Quiet Comfort series, Quiet Comfort is way better, way more comfortable, but for some reason, when I bought these, they hadn't reinvented the new Quiet Comfort. So once these die out, I will be upgrading. If you've never truly experienced real deal noise cancellation on a plane, it is crazy how loud planes actually are. This is actually nice too. It comes with a little cable you can plug into the in-flight entertainment, and it used to charge up and you could charge the headphones in the case. That doesn't work anymore. These things can go for more than 14 hours on a charge, and if I need to charge them up and I can't find any other power source, I of course bring my little power bank here. These are 20 bucks. They'll fill up your phone a couple of times. Very nice when you go on a cheapo flight and nothing works with the power. These are all my GoPro batteries that I keep separate because you're not supposed to have lithium-ion batteries in your checked luggage. Got my passport, which should be in this bag at all times, not anywhere else, so I can remember it, keep it. You need it the most. I've forgotten the passport before, and it's been tumultuous. Smarter people than I do a checklist for all this stuff. I just do it by vibes. Got my slim little Ridge wallet here. I took out a few of the cards. I only need the bare minimums, and I actually do need US cash to get into Nepal. If you've ever traveled as an American, you'll find that most countries you can just walk into, no problem. They look at your passport, but then randomly there's certain countries where you need to actually do the research and figure out what you need to do. Kenya was one of them that I did no research on, and thankfully I had American cash to pay to get in. And now Nepal, our trip leader Matt has given us the rundown on all the stuff with customs. Got my AirPods for listening to music and podcasts when I'm not actually in the plane. The ever important power adapter. My life runs on batteries, and you need this to actually get the juice in a foreign country. Got my laptop charger and a USB-C to USB-C cable, which can charge up my phone, my AirPods, and my power brick. And I can plug the USB-C into a regular outlet if I need to with this thing. And you always gotta carry a pen. They always want you to fill out forms and do random stuff. I've got this on me at all times. I've also got an AirTag in all my bags. It's not super reliable, but it's something. Most of the world doesn't use iPhones, so it doesn't ping as often as you would hope. Got a couple dark chocolate protein bars for snacking, 3 packets of Element, and then also the stainless steel water bottle. I may just go over to a plastic water bottle for the trip. This thing, it becomes cumbersome. It's kind of big, it's heavy. The plastic bottle you can squish down, you can get it out of the way. I do like the stainless steel though. Yeah, this is gonna be much nicer and easier. It's still heavy, believe it or not. So now this is all the stuff that's going in my big luggage bag that will be checked in. I think this is everything at least. Let's start out with my toiletry bag, and if there's one pro tip you can get from this video, Just buy a second set of everything and put it in your toiletry bag. So when you're gonna go on a trip, you just zip this thing up and take it. You don't worry about the right deodorant. Did I pack the toothbrush? Is the toothpaste in there? My nail clippers, my nose trimmer, my brush. Everything's already in here because I have 2 of everything. And this goes, I don't even think about it. It's easy. Sunscreen, Q-tips, floss, very basic, very crucial. Oh yeah, one cool thing I got on my last trip was a dry bag for a bar of soap. It actually dries out the soap and it's pretty good. I don't take this in my carry-on because I don't want to have to do all the Ziploc bags with the liquid and all this, which means I trade off not being able to brush my teeth or use deodorant or soap for the 30 hours that I'm without my checked luggage. It's a mountain biking trip, so I'm gonna need a lot of mountain biking clothes. I brought 4 sets, 4 chamois, 4 socks, 4 jerseys, 2 long pants, 2 shorts. That should be good enough. I think we're gonna have laundry available most days. It's so easy to wash your clothing in the sink while you're traveling. It's a little bit harder sometimes to dry your clothing while you're traveling after you've just washed it in the sink and you have to pack for the next hotel and we're on the road for 3 hours and this and that. At least with the mountain bike clothes, they're a little bit more synthetic. They dry out a little bit quicker. But man, we're gonna probably have laundry all along the way, so I'm betting on that. I've got my rain jacket, I got my cold weather gloves, a beanie in case it's cold, and I got my swimsuit in case it's warm. Regular mountain bike gloves, regular pair of shorts, 4 different t-shirts, one of them being smart wool, and then I'll wear my smart wool long sleeve shirt and my leggings tomorrow underneath my jeans. Socks and underwear, 4 shorty socks, 4 regular socks, 4 boxers. And one of the big changes is having all of my GoPro stuff that isn't batteries inside this box. Also hard drives, random cables, battery charger stuff. This thing is actually pretty heavy if I was gonna bring it in the carry-on, so it's better in the checked luggage. It's always a gamble with the checked luggage, and I have a long connection at least. When I went to Peru, I had a very tight connection and my luggage was misplaced and displaced, and the first couple days didn't have my bike, didn't have my GoPro stuff. But you know what? It's just gotta be all in. I've gotta have my GoPro stuff, I've gotta have my bike. That's what works. If I don't have that stuff, it ain't gonna work. And a couple other things that I would normally take in my carry-on bag, a power strip and a USB-C to A adapter. Got some snacks here, peanut butter in a bag, who doesn't love that? My protein bars from Costco that they're going to discontinue any day now, so I have to buy as many as I can. And of course, a full pull of the fine sponsor of today's video. It's Element, the best electrolyte drink mix in the business. I have learned the hard way that you have to stay on top of your hydration, whether it's a big old travel day or a big old mountain bike ride. If you don't, you're gonna have cramps and headaches, that general tiredness that we all hate, especially if you're jumping over 10 different time zones. I have got the biggest travel day of my life ahead of me right now, and I'm gonna keep on sipping on my Element all the way through. It took me so long to find the perfect electrolyte drink mix for me. One that tasted great, but didn't have a pound of sugar. One that kept me fired up during a mountain bike ride, but didn't make me all jittery like that stuff with caffeine. And most of all, something that didn't mess with my stomach. Element checks all the boxes. The Element thesis is out with sugar and in with salt. They believe that most people, especially active people that get out and sweat a lot, need more salt in their diet, not less, to feel good and perform their best. Head on over to my link, drinkelement.com/BKXC. If it's your first order, I suggest you go with citrus salt. It's the most mild of all the flavors. It's the one I keep coming back to time after time. But when you put in that order with my link, you're gonna get an 8-pack sample pack, and then you'll be able to taste every single salty flavor, figure out which one you really like. If you give Element a try, I really think you're gonna like it, but anything is possible, and they have the best return policy in the business. If you don't like it, send them an email. They'll refund your money. You don't even have to send the product back. You are taking zero risk on your first taste of Element. But when you do start liking it and you put your second or third order in, use my link every single time. You'll get that sample pack every single time, and you'll help support the channel. And if you want to move up to the big leagues of Element, definitely try the sparkling electrolyte waters. These are highly addictive. They are so good. Element has the sodium, potassium, and magnesium you need to get your electrolytes dialed in. And I can't believe it. Over the past couple years, every time I have felt a headache coming on, I reach for an Element, I take a full pack, and I have been able to knock that thing out before it even really gets started. It's been amazing for me personally. I hope you give it a try. Head on over to drinklmnt.com/BKXC. I've also got my heavyweight sweatshirt that I'm gonna wear with me on the plane tomorrow. This thing is so big, it's actually kind of hard to put away, but I get so cold on the plane that I'm probably gonna wear it the whole time. And now all of this will be nicely packed inside this soft-sided Patagonia bag. Our trip leader, Matt, prefers that we bring a bag like this because when we get in and get out of the shuttles, we're in hotel rooms, we're out of hotel rooms, it's much easier to do the bag Jenga with these types of bags versus square, hard-sided suitcases. I've also got a bunch of different bags to hold clothing in and organize a little bit better. This is for dirty laundry, and these are just various stuff sacks. Maybe I'll put my underwear in this one. These bags actually compress the clothing down pretty good. So this is like all the normal socks and underwear. Yeah, maybe I'll put the beanie and the gloves in there too. Try to keep the bike stuff with the bike stuff and the regular stuff with the regular stuff. It's all full. So at this point, I'm always thinking about what is gonna go inside this luggage bag and what's gonna go inside the bike bag. There's still a lot to be done on that end. I am flying business class on this long journey to Kathmandu from San Francisco, which means they throw the luggage, like weight stuff, out the window pretty much. You can have up to 73 pounds in your luggage, which is pretty good. And my 2 check bags will be free. Also, I should be able to recline my seat pretty good. I'm not gonna have like one of those pods that has a shower and a bathroom in it, but I really think I'm gonna be able to sleep. Well, I really hope I'm going to be able to sleep SFO to Istanbul, and then Istanbul to Kathmandu. It's probably not a super fancy lay flat seat. And then I have an entirely different airline on the way back, so we'll see if the bike bag and the luggage is the same. The past few times I've had this bag on a trip, it has gotten so heavy just lugging it with one arm. So I'm bringing the backpack straps. And now the best part, getting the bike bag from the attic. I got my brand new Trail 1 cockpit going. I also swapped the dropper post from the HD6, so I got the wireless. That was easy. Let's pack it up. Helmet, pedals, and shoes are the biggest ones that you just don't want to forget. Maybe everything else you can figure out. So let me just set these here while I go work on something else. No. First thing that goes in the bag. This is the Evoc Bike Bag Pro. Highly suggest you go with the Pro version because it comes with quite a few little upgrades, like this actual skeleton in here. This is so nice versus the old bike bags. They just had a piece of plastic right here. The Bike Bag Pro also has a wheel on the front that's detachable. That wheel is a game changer when you're going through the airport. I will probably take off the entire derailleur setup, which means I'll have a little bit more stuff to deal with on the other side, but I think it'll be much more safe. Even though the SRAM transmission is indestructible, I would not put it against an airline baggage handler. One thing they might ask when you're checking in your bike is if you deflated the tires. I always lie and say, yes, I did. And if they ask any more questions, I could just say, oh, I normally run 60 PSI in the tires and I deflated it all the way down to 20 PSI. You need these tires to be inflated so they protect. It's like a nice rubber baby buggy bumper. Tires can go in the bag last. Let's set them over here. You know what? This SRAM transmission is so nicely tucked in with everything. I don't think I'm gonna take it off. It's so nice and out of the way. I like to do all of this packing with the same tools I'm going to bring on the trip, just to make sure. You don't want to use all your fancy home tools and then have a couple garbage tools at the destination that don't really work right. Oh, I don't have the 8, I don't have the 6. I bring it all with me. This Allen key set was probably like 12 bucks on Amazon 10 years ago or something, Bondhoos. And then a Pro Bike Tool torque wrench thing with the multi-bits. These ones might be a little more expensive, not actually sure the price. I know the Park Tool version is expensive, but if it lasts a lifetime, it's fine by me. Okay, I thought I was gonna take the stem off, but that ain't gonna work because everything will fly off. Gotta take the front faceplate off of the stem, pull the handlebars out. And then you put the stem plate right back on. The faceplate. Then I strap this thing on, helps keep the handlebar in place. Positioning of the handlebars is pretty important. I think I'm gonna loosen this little thing here so it doesn't get snapped off during transportation. Yeah, everything's color-coded red if you have to deal with it. Pretty easy so far, nothing fancy. I guess I've done it many, many times, so that's why. Force it in. Then you just gotta make sure all the straps are out and accessible. It's kind of hard to see with black on black here, but the handlebar, it sticks up quite a bit. I've actually taken the handlebar off before and just like laid it in there. Let's see, maybe I'll mess with that. It's nice if it's a little more loose inside here, but you still need it to be semi-strapped in so it doesn't flop everywhere. That's pretty good. I'll just snap all these straps in. Try to avoid the brake hoses and stuff. I'm also gonna loosen the dropper remote because it felt like it was sticking out and it could get cracked off easy. Okay. Go over the top with this one. I think I'm gonna stuff the wheels in first, and that gives me an idea of how much more room I have to stuff other things. So you always want the brake rotors out with the wheels. I never take the brake rotors off. It is a dangerous thing. It hasn't bit me yet. And then it doesn't really matter which side your cassette is on. It's gonna hit against this stuff no matter what. This is the side I always put the cassette on, and it's beat up, but it's not that bad. And you can see they have a nice little visual to put the brake rotor on that side. This can sometimes be a tremendous battle. Oh yeah, fully deflated. Sweet, no problem. How about we do a little scale test here? I am very rarely ever able to get just this bike bag down to 60 pounds or less. I'll have maybe my shoes in there or a helmet, and it's still always so heavy. So we're at 0 now. 152, yeah. 207. So 55 pounds with nothing in it right now, just the bike and the bag. I guess I had the pedals. So this is where these really good Trader Joe's bags, TJ Maxx bags, any reusable bag you have comes in handy. Oh man, you know, I was gonna do was take a little shock pump reading before and after. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Should be like 64. Ah, 70. Okay, interesting. Little dandelion seeds trying to hitch a ride to Kathmandu. Yeah, and if you ever go to New Zealand, you need to bring a completely clean bike. You should bring new tires. They go crazy with the invasive species, and they'll send your bike to the power washing station. All right, 137. I'm glad I took the time. Didn't take that long. 'Cause I'm a lazy man. Also have the tire pressure gauge, backup chain, backup quick link. I'm not going crazy with all the backups. I wish I had an extra tire that I could bring. That's something, it's a brand new bike, it's fine. Just gotta be careful. Got my helmet, got more gloves, got my goggles, sunglasses. Put the shoes in the bag. Put them on the bottom. My pack, got my pump, got my butt wipe, a few other little things. Put a few bottles in my bag here. And then I've got more tools and stuff inside the down tube. You know, I've taken the helmet with me before into the cabin and it's swinging around and it's annoying, but it's definitely more safe than putting it right here, which is not so safe, but probably okay. Round 2, 160, I gained 7 pounds. 155, well, I guess it doesn't matter what I weighed. It just matters what this weighs minus what I'm weighing right now. Let's say 158. 225. 67 pounds, sweet. Not 73. How about a little rapid fire tips and tricks? Definitely get some stickers on your luggage. Definitely get your little name tag on there so it has your name, your email address, your phone number. I had a couple years where I tried to fly loyally with Delta, and I really liked Delta and all the little upgrades I got. But in the end, with these international flights, you just have to get the best credit card that gives you cash back or rewards for travel. You're not going to be able to do all the loyalty points with all these different destinations and different airlines and different places. If you're crossing a bunch of time zones, definitely try to get there a couple days early. I've had times where I am wrecked the first couple days upside down with the time zone change. I grin and bear it, I get through it, but it's always such a weird feeling with the jet lag, especially as an American going from west to east. Somehow east to west is always a little easier. If for some reason you've been putting off getting TSA pre-check or global entry, pre-check, take it or leave it. Sometimes the line is longer at SFO in the pre-check line than the normal line. But the global entry thing, if you're coming and going from a lot of different countries, well worth it. You just do a little interview. I was able to do an interview while I was getting off a plane, I think. I had everything ready to go and it was totally fine. It's been a great thing. Now I land at home in the USA. I just go to a little kiosk, it takes a picture, and I'm good. I don't have to wait in the giant crazy line if 7 different planes have come in and answer questions. And maybe I only have to renew it every 10 years or something like that. I did one interview probably 6 or 7 years ago now. When it comes to international phone service, I'm very lucky. I have Verizon, which does allow some little bit of roaming worldwide, but I also have Google Fi. I use it for all the cameras at Everstoke, but I can also use it in a SIM card, an eSIM card in my phone, so I have total roaming anywhere in the world for free. But if you're not looking to change a plan and you don't do a ton of international roaming, there's an app called Airlo. I did a sponsored video about it a while back, and it's a pretty slick app. You get in there, you pick what country you want, you pick how much data you want, and it's a pretty reasonable price for different chunks of gigabytes, and you can do it all through your phone. You don't need a physical SIM card anymore, as long as you have a slightly newer phone, probably within the last 4 years or so. And as I was recording this video, I got a fresh Amazon delivery for this Anchor power station that is a massive brick. It is heavy and it puts out a lot of power. You can actually charge your laptop up to 140 watts with USB-C. So it's nice just to have some USB-C charging. It powers in by USB-C and it powers out, and it has regular USB-A as well. It's $100, so a lot more than that previous power bank I showed you. Much more of a luxury item, but if it charges everything nice and fast, I guess I'll take it. I'm sure I forgot to mention something in this video, and I probably forgot to pack something as well. Let me know in the comments. Next video, riding in Nepal. I'll see you on the trail.